It would just be my luck that the day I go full-time is the day that I need to refund the buyer. Probably my biggest refund on eBay as of yet. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Jamie Dodger Flips. My name is James. I'm now a full-time reseller, as you would have seen in my previous video. So thank you so much, everyone, for the support and the comments, the likes, all that stuff. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's a massive step for me. I hope I can pull it off. All my life I've wanted to be my own boss, but for the last sort of 3 or 4 years, I guess, I thought eBay can do it. But this time I finally pulled the plug and I have committed to it. So yeah, thank you everybody for the support so far, and welcome to any new subs on the channel. So as you just saw, I mentioned about a refund to a buyer. Yes, a few days ago I had a return opened against me. It's more the price of the item that got me. And it would just be that the day that I actually go full time is the day I have to refund the buyer a very large amount of money. So not ideal, but it's all part of the business and it's just what we do as resellers. Right, so here we have it. Here is the return that got returned back to me. As you can see, it's sent in the exact same box I sent it in. I did message the buyer just because of the value of the item. I just said, please package safely and make sure they come back safely back to me. Because I have had returns in the past. You send it in a box, comes back in a little poly bag, and the item gets a bit damaged in the post. So here they are. These are vintage, made in England, Dr. Martens boots in like a really nice dark green sort of army colour. They're lovely condition, really hardly worn to be honest. I mean, obviously they have been worn because there's quite a few creases and stuff, but for the condition, for vintage shoes, it's very good. There's usually like holes in the leather. I've had them before, you've had an actual hole on the side here. But yeah, these sold for £157, so you can see why I'm a bit annoyed having to refund that. But like I said, it's part of the business, you've got to do it. The guy, very nice guy, he even messaged when he opened the return just saying, sorry I'm having to return these, they're absolutely stunning boots, but it's got to be done, I've got to return them, they don't fit, they're a little bit tight. You can see he's packaged it all properly, all my void fill he's left in the box. And literally, he opened the return and then within a few hours he had already posted the item. So it's kind of like the best case scenario. There they are there. There's only Dr. Martens fans out there. There they are. So it's not, apart from the refund, it's not too bad. I've already listed them and they've had a few views, got a few watches already, so they'll probably sell within the month, I reckon, again. Also, one thing I did forget to mention, he only returned them because they didn't fit. So these are size 11 UK. He's claiming they're more of a 10.5. So, it's one of those things. It's quite nice to kind of have the feedback from someone actually trying them out and then telling me what they're, how they feel, if they're tight or loose or whatever. So I've now relisted them, put that in the description that they do kind of fit like a 10.5 more than an 11. So hopefully it will help the next buyer on the item and they'll be able to gauge if they'll fit them from my listing. The joys of selling online though. It is a full-on retail job, it's just online. Anyway, back to the video. Yeah, so that was returned. Obviously it's all dealt with now. I've refunded the buyer, he's happy, got the boots back. It happens, it's all part of the business. It's now a Monday morning, I've got 7 orders going out, so I will show you what has sold over the weekend. Not as busy as I wanted it to be, really. Obviously, I'll try and aim for about 10 orders or more every weekend. Obviously, going up now, especially being full-time. So yeah, I'll put you on the mount on my GoPro, on my chest, and I will show you what has sold. Right, so first up, guys, we've got some Paw Patrol toys, which are in box 5 here. Got these at the car boot in a little bundle. You can see there's other figures there. Just these two here, they've sold for £11 plus £3.50 postage. You got tracker and the figure and vehicle, Everest figure and vehicle. I used to get about £30–35 just for this guy alone, but obviously the market's completely dropped. So now these two, just £11. Had them up for 15, took an offer of 11. Happy with that. I think I paid £3 at the car boot, with plus £3 for another set of Paw Patrol figures. Next up is these Golas. They sold for £30, free postage. Kind of Golas men's shoes, nothing too amazing. They're not the best looking shoes, but they are brand new, quite a decent brand. I paid £5 at the car boot. They did have the original box, but it was completely beaten up, so I just separated it and just sold the shoes separately. Yeah, so happy to get them gone and reinvest the money into something else. Another really decent find here. This one did sit around a while because unfortunately it's damaged in the battery compartment here. I won't show you, but all the cables all everywhere, the batteries have blown up, and yes, pretty horrible condition. The doll itself's alright. If you don't know, these are the Rosie and Jim rag dolls, which like they go on the barge boats from like back in the day from that old TV series. Yeah, so I paid £10 for 2 of them. Jim was in better condition, so he sold within a few weeks, whereas this one here, maybe 4 or 5 months it sat around. Yeah, so do look out for them. If you can find the little ones, they sell really well as a pair or on their own. These ones are a bit bigger, in good condition, fully working and talking. You're looking at sort of 50 to 70 maybe. There are even bigger ones, sort of kind of double the size of that. If you can find them, then you're looking at 100 plus for the pair. Really good, popular items. There is also a little duck you can find. I'll try and show it on the screen now. The duck, if you can find that, again, that's a really good bolo, so do look out for it. Next up, I didn't put these in a box because they're quite fragile. I've only had them around for about 3 weeks. Got them at the last car boot, I think it was, or maybe one before that. Really cool Laurel and Hardy bookends. Great condition. Well, they're good condition now after a good clean-up. This guy here, I think this is Hardy. He was actually completely fallen off and his hand had snapped off. And I knew this when I bought it. The guy just stuck him in a bag and completely destroyed him at the car boot. But I was willing to repair it. I say repair it. I got the wife to fix it for me because she's better at that kind of stuff. So you can see there I've done a little repair job. Just super glued his hand onto the piano and then super glued his feet down to the base there. But it's solid, it's clean. And this one here, obviously in much better condition. Little chip on the piano there on the corner. But still... oh yeah, also they're made by the Leonardo collection, so another good brand to look out for. I've sold some mugs before from the Leonardo collection. Yeah, these, I had one for 35 I think, and someone sent me an offer of 28. I was happy to take that just to get the money in. £28 plus I think £7 postage, so quite a lot on postage because they are quite heavy and very fragile. Obviously I'll wrap them properly, put them in a nice box. Yeah, so anything Laurel and Hardy usually does sell well. If you don't know, I think they were like a comedy duo from back in the day, maybe in the 30s, 40s. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, these two here at the car boot, I paid just £3 for the 2. Also thrown in with a Apple iPhone charger, which I kept for myself. Always handy to have iPhone chargers if you get them, because I always lose them, so do look out for them at the car boots. I just wanted to show you packaging for the Laurel and Hardy bookends. So first of all, I have wrapped them in a thick layer of bubble wrap. Bubbles on the inside, and like the flat side on the outside. You can see there, nice and secure. Obviously don't do them together, bubble wrap them separately. Got a nice layer of whatever this is, like shredded cardboard. Put that down there, put them in together, sort of top to toe it, like that. And then basically I'll just use sort of paper void fill to put in between there carefully and either end. And yeah, maybe a bit of cardboard on the top and maybe down the side as well. Then obviously just package the box properly and tape it all securely and make sure it's all good. Obviously try and use a sturdy box if you have any items like this. So as you can see there, lots of bubble wrap, lots of void fill. I will then grab this bit of cardboard, and although you've got these flaps here, I'll still stick that on there, just for the extra layer of sort of weight protection, because they do stack all these up in the vans and the warehouses and everything, and they will literally just stack tons of parcels on top of this, and if your parcel is not prepared to hold that weight, then the contents will probably break. So just always try and cover yourself as much as you can. I may even write on here, please take care when I'm wrapping, just because they are so fragile, these things, and you really don't want the buyer just grabbing it and ripping it out and literally just tearing an arm or a head off or something like that. So it will happen, and then of course they'll probably blame you if they do that, because that's just the way it works. And there we have it. As you can see, nice sturdy box. If I shake that, you can't hear anything rattling around in there, so it can probably take quite a hit. Strong sturdy corners, you've got that sort of weight protection on the top. Yeah, so hopefully that'll be okay and arrive with the customer safely. I found 2 pairs of Lacoste shoes at a car boot. I think it's my first car boot of the year actually. The first pair sold for 45, I paid 15 for the 2, and this pair has sold for I think £20. So I had them on for 30, because I'm already way into profit, and they're not the most popular style. They're Lacoste, they're pretty nice. Yeah, I had them on for 30, happy to take 20 on them, plus I think £3.50 postage. Gets them gone, gets the money in my pocket, I can reinvest it. And obviously if I didn't sell the others yet, I probably wouldn't have took 20, but I'd already sold the others for £45, so 15 into £65. I paid £3 for a whole bag of Duplo at the car boot. It was all this special sort of black track here, and this is the last of it to sell. This is sold for £10 plus £3 postage. I separated it all out. There's only, what, 7 pieces there of straights, but people really want it now. But I've made some really good money out of this. £3 into around £80 total sales. I think this is the last bit to sell, so very, very happy with that. I'll show you on the screen now and you'll see how much money I managed to get for it. It was all pretty grubby, so best way to clean Duplo I find is if you have tons of it, just fill up a bath, put a bit of like soap or whatever in there, and just chuck it all in the bath, and then wait for a sunny day and stick it all outside, let it dry in the sun, and that's the best way to do it. And now for the big hitter of the weekend. This was my first big sale of being full-time. As in big, I say over £100, I'd say. So this is sold for £118 plus £12 postage. I had it up for £150. It's been sat around for about 6 months or so. I was happy to take £118. The guy sent me a lovely message as well saying he's just started playing bowls, signed up to a new club, and just wants to have a starter kit, and this is the perfect set for him. I was happy to take £118. It's quite a big discount, but the buy price was so low that of course I'm happy to take that. So I paid just £7 for this at the car boot. I'll show you now what to look out for. So top brands in bowls, if you don't know already: Henselite or Henselite, however you pronounce it, that there. Here's the set here, got a little book there, got a measure there. If I can find out how to use it, there you go. That's how you measure the distance between the bowls. Got some Grippo, I think that's for shining the balls up. There you go, it is previously used. Of course I showed it in the photos, it's not too bad though. Still does its job. It's like car wax and stuff, it's never going to go out of date or anything. It's got a lovely smell to it actually, that. And the bowls themselves. Oh, there's a strap as well for the bag. And there's the bowls. So do look for them in nice clean condition. These ones, lovely, hardly scratched up at all, as you can see. No, sometimes they have like big stickers and stamps all over them, but these, they look like they've hardly been used, if at all. So yeah, size 1. I don't really understand any of the sizes. I just look for the brand, you know, Taylor Elite. That's a good brand to look out for. So do look out for them at the car boots. You do find them occasionally. They're quite popular now within the reseller community, so quite hard to come by. But yeah, of course they're still out there. And this was an absolute steal from the car boot. So I think the guy wanted £10 for it and I offered £7, and they took it. Of course, at the car boot, I think I bought them at like 7 in the morning, so I didn't really have a good look at it. I saw the bag, and I've actually sold the bag alone for about £25 to £30 before, so I knew my £7 was safe. Right guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed that. Please do consider subscribing to the channel and give us a thumbs up. I'd much appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.